Hello guys, so today we are gonna see a background of working of EKS, which we also call Elastic Kubernetes as a service. This is the Amazon service. Okay, so before starting, I will say that you have the basic knowledge of Kubernetes, Docker, or some AWS services and all. Okay, so then we are ready to go ahead. So let's start. So here we are admin, means we are user. We are using the EKS service of Amazon. So here we pass the command to EKS, and EKS internally pass it to the CloudFormation. Okay, CloudFormation internally have the role power, means they can merge or manage all the services of AWS. Okay, and after combining all the services and all, they create a master node and slave node and everything, which we have mentioned in YAML file that I'm gonna show ahead. Okay, that how it work. Like we pass the command, we run the file of YAML file, cluster file here, and it goes to here, means command goes here, and then CloudFormation will combine all the services of AWS and create one master node for us. After creating a master node, means EKS cluster, then it will launch slave nodes according to our requirements. Okay, so let's go ahead. That means more we gonna deep dive in it. So here it is. So here we use some commands of EKSCTL, kubectl, okay, and also we use AWS command. We use AWS command to configure, to access the AWS services and all. So first we use a AWS config command. Okay, why we use? Because we have created a IAM. Okay, means we have created a key and password of this account so that we can log in into this account and do or use the services of AWS. Okay, so here I have created one user admin. I have given all powers to it. So I will use AWS config command, and using that I will log in into AWS account. Okay, after that we use EKSCTL. Actually, when we do a AWS config command, EKSCTL know that how and where to go inside a AWS account. Okay, so when we run a cluster file, means that is in a YAML format, we are using that in a YAML format. Okay, when we run the EKSCTL command to run that YAML file, then it will create a EKS cluster for us. Okay, and this is a master node, and this will create a slave node for us. Okay, slave node means instance. This is instance. This you can see here. From here, this box is one instance. Don't go inside that part. I will explain further. This is one more instance. So we have created two nodes, means two slave nodes. Okay, and now setup is ready. That master and slave are ready now. So now we're gonna create a pods or a container, and inside that container we're gonna launch our application, and after launching that application in it, client can access through it. Okay, so we are using kubectl for it. So in kubectl we're gonna run kubectl. We're using kubectl command. We're gonna run a Kubernetes YAML file. Like we have deployment files, we have a secret file, we have a cluster IP, ELB, and provisioners, and many files are there. Okay, so kubectl first, it will we're gonna create a config file of it. Means when we use a kubectl, it will go inside the config file. Inside config file, we have the information about the EKS cluster. Okay, and then after going inside this config file, then it will directly contact to the EKS cluster, because here authentication and all are given, author access and all are given here. Okay, so from here it will go to the EKS, and now kubectl have the command to do something in this instance. Okay, so we're gonna created 2 pods. Okay, means we have created many pods. Okay, many pods are created, MySQL 1, 2, 3, these all are the pods. Okay, here we are using Joomla. Okay, we are using Joomla, and Joomla save his database or data inside the MySQL database. Okay, so as we know that we want a client to access our Joomla to create website or content he want to create a content, a blog or something, so he want to access our website or a Joomla app, a Joomla website, so we are using a ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. So this will give a public IP, so if we provide this public IP to client can access this web application. Okay, and when we want that our data should not be go outside and no one can see. Okay, but our data of Joomla will save in MySQL database. So for this we are using a Kubernetes service called cluster. Okay, this is also a service, ELB, load balancer, cluster IP, and there is a node port. Okay, so we are using a cluster IP. Cluster IP means we have the local connectivity between the pods and container and all. Okay, but if anyone means client want to connect to the MySQL, he can't connect because it is running in a private world. And Joomla we have given a ELB, so anyone come and access this web application. Okay, so this is in private world. Okay, this MySQL is running in a private world. So what is the advantage of this, that if any pod fails or any pod get have a high what you can say, means clients are coming on that pod is very high. Okay, so it will launch one more pod for us, because there is a vertical scaling for it. Okay, we use a vertical scaling, so it will launch one more pod for us, and we are using a deployment, and in behind the scene deployment use the replica set. Okay, replica set take care of the pod management. If any container or any pod fails, it will relaunch again, but our data won't lose because our data is storing in MySQL. So when this pod get terminated or fail for any reason, we can recover data from here, because this is running in a private world and no one can come inside it. Okay, so we can fetch the data from it. And one more thing, that we are storing a data of this pods of Joomla and pods of MySQL in EFS. Okay, how it works, that first we claim that we want persistent volume claim. Okay, then it go to the persistent volume, and persistent volume go to the storage class. The storage class will give us the EFS. Storage class duty is to give us storage. Storage class can give a EBS, S3, but in our case we are using EFS. So we are going to use EFS. So we are going to save all this in EFS. Okay, if any container or any pod fail, we can recover our data again because it is saved in EFS. Okay, so that's overview of EKS, cluster, master and slave node working in Elastic Kubernetes Service. Okay, hope you understand.